The theme is limit equals, finite equals infinity. It's actually a paradox if you ask me. That finite equals infinity, I went about it in my head. I kept thinking about it. And then I said, you know what? It hit me like a crack of lightning on my head, that we ourselves are actually finite beings living in an infinite universe. That was the connection. That we have a definite beginning, we have a definite middle, and we have a definite end. But we live in an infinite universe. So you see, friends, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. I'm not going to really come here to motivate you to do what you want, because your life in itself is an experience. Experiencing your life here, finally, is what you're going to be seeing there. Your thoughts. Your thoughts are going to define your outcome of your life. That's the basic seeding, right? So when I had started my journey in life, I always wondered who I am. I mean, I didn't choose my name to be Mahesh Thakur. The name was given to me. I didn't choose my religion. I didn't choose the place I was going to be born in. So these questions really boggle my mind, that why am I the way I am? Can I break away from these limitations, from these chains, from this definite things which define me as a person? It's very important to know that. We as individuals are defined by where we are born, what language we speak, how we interact, our cultures. Everything is defined by this. Now, a way to break this is to educate yourself, which is exactly what y'all are doing. Y'all are educating yourself in history, in science, in medicine, in so many different aspects of your career choices which y'all have made. Y'all are having a good plethora of information being put in front of you. And you're choosing what attracts you. And you're going to walk your life with these choices you make. Remember one thing, friends, it's not about so much, I would say, about the choice of career or the success in your mind which you have and you've started your life. It's about, in my life, or in the way I look at other people's life, and if I have to say something, it's about fixing. You see, the world which we live in has a lot of things which need fixing. If you can't be the solution to the problem, don't be the problem. It's not about joining forces and having a voice together. It's about identifying the problems and making sure that that doesn't repeat itself. I'll give you a small example. Maybe I'm going off track. I'm referring to straight up success. And a very thin line between success, greed. We will never know how much is enough. In terms of money, I say. In terms of success, how do we define success is actually a way how you look at it. It's perspective. We have to maintain our perspective, not the other person's perspective. But more often than not, we define our success by what the other person says, by what he thinks or she thinks. Am I pretty enough? I will not look in the mirror and define that. I am going to expect it should come from there. Similarly, today, as an actor, I've experienced these challenges in my life. Was my performance good? I'm looking for someone over there to tell me, was I good? Was I not? But I never asked myself, did I put my best foot forward in that one shot or in that one scene? Did I do it? Similarly, when you step out there in the outside world, whichever career you belong to, it's about putting your best foot forward. It's not about mediocrity anymore. It's about you looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, did you do your best? But in what way? Did you believe in what you set out to do is the first thing I would ask you. The first thing I would ask you to do. You're not going to be living somebody else's life. It's your life and you just have one life. And it's your perspective. Fix your perspective towards life. There's some nice examples I would like to give you where I've had a first-hand experience. In my life, I genuinely believe there's an outside force, which is what my video had shown you. It's an outside force. We've entered this planet, this existence, this world, not by our choice. We've entered it because of some great universal design which has happened from out there. Just touching the fabric of that universe will give us a sense that we're being looked after. In my journey of my life, I'd come across some beautiful quotes. There's one, y'all must have come across it too, that it's called walking on the beach. So it says, footprints in the sand. Yeah, footprints in the sand, where the person is walking with God, holding his hand. And he tells God, he says, you've held my hand and we walked together. And whenever I see the footprints on the sand, I notice that in my most difficult times, you left me. There was just one footprint. Yours was not there. And when God answers him, he says, my child, those were the times I was carrying you. No matter what, I'm of the complete belief that there is an outside force working and guiding us. But it only does so when we have our thoughts clear, when there is no negative thought, there is no way that we're going to divert our mind and become just personal. It's about inclusion. It's about including all the people around us for the greater good. When we think of the greater good, the universal force works with us. We become a part of it. We become a part of it. But when you become selfish, you just think about yourself, remember you're actually going against the dictates of the universe. And you must be knowing how that works. When you do it for yourself, for your gain, for your ego. We were not born here to live a life by being non-inclusive. We were born here, remember, with two parents. We were born here through a parent. So we have to understand the universe has been designed to have inclusions in our life. We have to include people. We have to include communities. We have to include and work for the greater good. That's how it's been designed. Tell you another thing. We have something called a vagus nerve. It's actually physically present in our body. That's that same nerve, if touched, activates your tear gland. How many of y'all can actually see, I don't know how many of y'all can actually see an animal being cut for meat? How many of y'all can see it? I'm sure you all are meat eaters, even I'm a meat eater. But how many of us can actually visualize an animal being cut and served as a dinner or your lunch? We can't visualize it because we go and buy the cold meats from the butcher, or we buy it from the supermarket, or we call for it on the phone nowadays with Swiggy and all that. We have the people delivering it. But if you ever see it, it will touch your heart somewhere. If you ever see that, it will touch your heart somewhere. This is because we are emotional human beings. We don't function that way. We are absolutely universal beings. We are actually souls embodied in physical bodies. That's what we are. So anyway, I think I've diverted from the conversation. So coming back to the conversation is that when we look at life from a bigger perspective, when we tend to walk out of our limitations, we experience the infinite. Sometimes just sit down, try this. I've done this. Lie down on your back and view the stars above. Make sure it's a night where there's not too much of lights around, because apparently it blocks out all the stars. I'd gone to Manali once, I remember, yes. And that's exactly what I did. I took my little bed, I rolled it out, and I slept on my back and I looked at the stars. There were so many. I said, how come I don't see them? And the person told me, he said, because when you live in the city, all the light blocks out all the stars. I said, imagine, this miracle is around us all throughout, but we can't experience it because we can't see it. The miracle is there. And every time I looked at a star, I said, oh my God, how far is that? Even if I have to travel 1,000 miles per hour a second, I won't get there. Guys, we live in an infinite universe. We are just a speck of dust in it. Just this very speck of dust. And we try to do things thinking that there is nothing beyond us. So when you set out there in your life and you select a career choice, imagine yourself as a speck of dust, a part of the universe, and you're here to fix it. You're here to fix the problems. As long as you have that in your mind, and you're fixing the problems, you'll always find peace and happiness within. Try giving love to somebody. Try talking nicely to somebody for a change. Wish that person, take that person's name. See the smile on his face. It'll leave you more happy than that person. I've tried it. I mean, I've got lots of liftmen and watchmen in my building. And I said, you know what? Even though they say salam sahab, says good morning. I said, let me take their name once. So I said, good morning, Singh. He looked at me. I knew his name. He smiled. And trust me, at least the 4 or 5 other people who entered that lift that day, he must have smiled at them. Just because I left something positive in him. Positivity. It has a great impact on the people around you. The greatest impact is positivity. It's literally a magic wand with you. It creates magic. Doors which you can't open can be opened with a positive thought, with positivity. What you can do with it is amazing. You can uplift souls. You can uplift people's consciousness. You can make them feel good. Try walking into a cancer hospital. I don't know if you'll have done it. I've done it. But I've interacted with patients who have got 6 months to live, a year to live. They have nobody. They just have those nurses over there who take care of them. Family members sometimes come, sometimes go. They're not there all the time. I walked into it. It's in Bandra, in Mount Mary's. I've gone there. I've interacted with them. You know what they say? They've got fear. They don't know what lies beyond. They say, we're going to die. What lies beyond? Tell us. Tell us what lies beyond. Can somebody bless us? Can somebody pray for us? And my friends, this is the stark reality. In your finite journey, you are going to experience all phases of your life, and that is also a reality. The very fact that you're alive and you're healthy is a blessing. Don't mess it up with greed. Don't mess it up with unnecessary reasons of proving yourself to the people who don't really care for you. I'm an actor. I've been around for 25 years. Trust me, I have seen all the ups and all the downs. All the ups I've seen people wanting to adulate me, and when I was down, nobody cared about me. It really doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. I do my job. I'm an actor. That's my bread and butter. That's how I live my life. I don't do it for the fame. I don't do it for the money. I do it because it's my job. But I put my best foot forward. Similarly, you youth who are going to be choosing a career, the way you are going ahead with your life is really applaudable. But remember, what you put in here, ultimately it's going to take form. If you put a negative thought, maybe not today, maybe not 3 months down the line, maybe not 6 months down the line, at some point, it'll manifest a reality. So start with your positive thoughts. Wake up in the morning, start forgiving the people who harmed you. Don't seek revenge. Seek to fix the things. You will be a happier person when you sleep in the night. Fix your problems. Start today. If you have misunderstandings with people, learn to forgive them. If you can fix it, fix it. If you can't fix it, forgive them. Move ahead. Don't carry any emotional burden in your heart. My point is, when you go to sleep in the night, learn to forgive. Learn to forgive. Sleep with peace in your hand, with your heart. I'll leave you with a small anecdote. Many of us feel that a faster life, a quicker route to success is what we need. If we can get that up there fast, we are done with life, we can retire early. Life is not about retiring. It's not about having that fat bank balance and saying, okay, I'm done for life. Now I'm going to sit on the beach. I'm going to sip my vodka and enjoy my life. No. You should never think of retirement because people need you. People need people. You cannot detach yourself. Like, I'm not against sadhus, But I think renouncing the world and going and sitting up on a mountaintop and meditating is not the way to fix life. It's about helping people up. It's about uplifting people. If one person can uplift two people, those two will uplift more. If we can all get together and fix the world is full of flaws. I've seen it up close. There's a lot of anger in people. There's a lot of disheartenment. They're disheartened. I have seen it up close because today I'm above 50. When I started my journey, I could never see that because I was so busy doing my things and being all about myself and inclusive. But over a period of time, your mind starts opening. You start realizing that the people who are actually bringing you down, the people who are actually jealous of you, the people who are actually trying to cut you off, it's not to do so much with you. It's to do with their limitations. It's to do with their limitations, not with yours. And if you're going to get stuck in proving those people wrong, you're getting stuck in this vortex, which keeps on going round and round and round and round. Stop. Get out of it. See it differently. Approach your life with love, with faith. You know, let me tell you another thing. This has happened to me myself. I'm going to share it first time on camera. You're the first people who are going to be hearing this. Way back in 1996, right? My father passed away. January of 1996. Before he passed away, he had made a will in my name, a property will. By mid of 96, I was asked to leave the house because it was a joint family. I'd just gotten married. I left. I started my life. I lived my life. And in August of 1996 itself, I won a house. I won a house. When I won a house, it has never happened in entire India. I think you all must be knowing T.N. Session. T.N. Session was the person who was the election commissioner. He was the judge who pulled out one postcard from a pile of, I don't know, lakhs of postcards and read Mahesh Thakur over there. I just lost a house. I was just thrown out of a house. It belonged to me, but I was thrown out. And in August, on Dashera Day, it was announced. Mind you, you lose a house and you win a house. Someone up there is seeing. Someone up there is watching. This was a miracle. This was a miracle, but I never spoke about it that I lost a house. I always spoke about I won a house. But if anybody knew what had happened to me, because that was my family, I love my family. I didn't want anything to, go against them. My family, my dad's family, my dad's sister, my buas and my chachas and you name it. All a big family. But within 60 days, it's happened to me. What are the odds is my question. What are the odds is my question. No odds. When there are no odds, it's called miracles. And if a miracle can happen to me, a miracle can happen to you. Don't you ever lose heart. Things will get difficult. Things will get impossible. But there will always be a solution. And that solution will not come by your thoughts. It'll come by your surrender. It'll come by your acceptance. It'll come by opening your heart, by forgiveness. I'm not discussing religion here, my friends. I'm not discussing this religion or that religion. I'm discussing the universal law. Miracles happen when you open your heart, when you forgive, when you walk the path of righteousness. There's always somebody there to look out for you.